Hey guys, it's Jade from Boho Bookworm. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute. I decided that I was going to make a comeback onto BookTube finally. I've been wanting to do it for a while, but my podcast and trying to get my life back together after getting back from Australia kind of took over. So I've just been a bit too busy and I was feeling a bit deflated about my channel because I wasn't really getting interaction that I really wanted. But I decided that October is the perfect time to come back because the Spookathon is coming up, which is a readathon running from the 14th until the 20th of October. It consists of 5 challenges. So October, Halloween, one of my favorite months, Spookathon, scary books, hell yes, everything I love. So here I am. Please welcome me back because I need some interaction with you guys to keep my channel going, to be fair. Like, I've just been so busy with my podcast, and I link it to BookTube. So Boho Bookworm has my podcast on it, but it doesn't really get a lot of attention, even though I get loads of downloads in other places. I feel like BookTube is a different format or a different platform for things, even though my podcast is predominantly about books. But anyway, let me get back onto this. This readathon consists of 5 challenges. The first one is to read a thriller. I decided that I'm going to read Date Night by Samantha Hayes, which I'm going to be listening to on Audible while I'm at work doing my crap. So I'm really excited to read this book. I chose this one because I've been really interested in it for a while now. It's got pretty much everything I like in a book. It's a psychological thriller mystery about this husband and wife, and they're going out on a date night, but it's a complete disaster. She got this note that he is cheating on her, so she starts wondering if he's having an affair, and she finds this present in his wardrobe that's not meant for her, so she's all suspicious and stuff. But when they get back from the date, the babysitter's just gone, and their little daughter is, I think she's by herself or something, so, and then it turns out that the babysitter's actually missing. So a little while later, the wife actually gets arrested for her murder. So it sounds super cool. I love love triangles and books and stuff, and a missing person and babysitter. So I'm pretty excited about it. Then the second one is to read a book with red on the cover. I have to say I'm very sorry about the jumpiness. I don't have a video editor at the moment, so this is going to be completely raw and uncut footage. I hope you're okay with that. It's kind of a bit like a vlog more than a nice edited booktube video, but hey ho, I had some time on my hands and I really just want to come back onto booktube, so you're getting me. So for a book with red on the cover, I have chosen Unsolved Australia, Lost Boys, Gone Girls by Justine Ford. This is like a journalistic non-fiction book covering a bunch of unsolved cases in Australia where people have gone missing, disappeared, and I think it's a few pages per case where you're given all this information, and they're actually really wanting to find people who will come forward who may have information, which is really, really cool. The fact that years and years later, after an unsolved case is pretty much closed, well, they're still open, but they're just not receiving as much attention. Now, you never know. The right person could pick this book up and have been in the area around that same time and have a photograph or something that could answer everything to do with the case. And I find that so fascinating. I mean, it's happened before. It is possible, even if it is a slim chance. So I'm really excited about it. Obviously, for me, I spent 2 years in Australia, but I highly doubt I'll have any information. But I love true crime. I am a murderino, if you know what that is. It's the podcast My Favorite Murder. I am obsessed, so really excited about this. And I believe in between the cases that you're given, you also get like profiles or something on detectives and people like that have been investigating cases and their backstory too. So I find it fascinating. I'd love to get more involved in true crime. Half of my podcast is all about true crime, and I think my latest episode that I put up yesterday is about a girl actually from Neisner, where I am now, who got murdered recently. So yeah, I want to help. I want to do whatever I can to be in the true crime industry and put the bad back packing guys away. Anyway, so red on the cover. It's more like a maroony colour or red wine cover, but I am very, very excited about this book. Then we have read a book with a spooky word in the title. So I've decided to link it up with this one, Unsolved, because it's a mystery that's spooky. Yeah. Then the next challenge is to read a book with a spooky setting. So I've chosen Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky, who wrote The Perks of Being Wallflower, which, I mean, so Imaginary Friend is supposed to be like a horror book, and The Perks of Being a Wallflower is like a YA contemporary novel. So very different from each other, and I'm really excited to get to it. Imaginary Friend, I mean, I loved The Perks of Being a Wallflower. It was the most stunning book. I loved the movie. The soundtrack's fantastic. So Imaginary Friend, I think it's, you know, I went as a writer from writing romance novels to writing thrillers. So it's cool to pick a book up from the same author but completely different genres and see how he does. So apparently Imaginary Friend is about a little boy and his mum, and they're on the run from an abusive relationship. They decide to go to quite a rural, small place where they think that they can restart. It's the perfect place where they won't be found. But then the son goes missing, and he returns a few days later on the side of a road, but he's not, like, he physically he seems fine, but he comes back with this voice in his head. So it's like an imaginary friend, and I think that that would be a super spooky setting for a book. I always wish that I had a true friend, a true friend, that too, an imaginary friend when I was growing up, because I loved that movie, Drop Dead Fred, fantastic. But I never had the imagination for that as much as I'm a writer and stuff. Like, I never was able to conjure up an imaginary friend, and I actually kind of found it pretty creepy, to be fair. So I'm really looking forward to it and to see what this imaginary friend in this book is all about. The last challenge is to read a book that you wouldn't normally read. So I had a few options here, but I decided to choose The Alcohol Experiment by Annie Grace, which is a non-fiction book, and it's actually, I probably won't finish it within these few days, because it's more of like a 30-day challenge to stop drinking, get your like life together without alcohol. I love my wine, and I just feel like it would be a really good thing, because my mother went to rehab about 3 months ago or something. She'll be there for quite a while with alcohol addiction. So I'm really interested to read this book and give myself the challenge of taking an entire month off. And just apparently I read the introduction, and it's like the author is like a friend. The way she writes, you know, she's been through it. She tells you to make lists of why you like alcohol. So for me, why I like wine so much, and what you don't like about it. And it's really interesting to actually put yourself in that mindset. So I was like, why don't I like it? Why do I want to try this book and this 30-day challenge? And I was like, well, yeah, you know, sometimes I get that horrible red stain on my lips, and I hate that. I think it's the most disgusting thing in the world. I don't really get hangovers because I don't drink that much, but you know, sometimes it makes me fall asleep early when I'm busy watching a movie with my boyfriend, which he's not very impressed with, I don't think, because it's all like these amazing movies that he really wants me to watch, and I'm just like, phew. But there's that. And then sometimes like I'll just forget little things. But I think, you know, you just get so relaxed. But for that reason, I just love to try it for the month. So, and it's not really a spooky book or whatever, but it's a book that I wouldn't read. I normally read spooky books anyway, so I'm very excited to give it a go. I can definitely live without alcohol. I don't need it, but I just have a passion and a love for wine. I find it soothing, relaxing, tasty. I love everything about it. To me, it's quite a romantic thing, but there we go. That's just me. Let me know if you've read any of these books, or if any of them tickled your interest while listening to me babble on. I really hope you'll let me know what you are reading for the Spookathon in the comments down below. And yeah, hopefully I'll come back. I got a comment on Instagram from one of my followers saying that they really hope I come back for NaNoWriMo next month, National Novel Writing Month, and it just had me thinking like, yeah, I really do want to come back. So here I am. It's been freaking hard. I think the reason I've been doing my podcast more than videos and stuff is because it's easier for me to be behind the camera now. Like, I just haven't been in a good headspace. You know, I saw one of my best friends a few days ago for the first time, and she said, "Are you okay?" And I just shook my head and burst out crying. Like, it's been a roller coaster with a billion things going on, and I haven't really been holding it together very well, but I'm trying. And so I was like, you know what? Today, I am going to slap a face on, press record, hurt my hand by holding this thing for so long that I'll probably get a nice big muscle back. And I'm going to talk to a camera again for the first time. And it's unedited, so here we go. I hope you liked it. See you soon.